Hey all, hope you're all good. It's me again, Dean, maybe Phatdog, whatever you want to call me. Make sure it's nice though. I'm just coming on here. You've probably heard this from me before, which you probably have a long time ago when I was on a weight loss mission. So I've always struggled with my weight, but I've always been at a steady 20, 22 stone, which I've always been comfortable with. And I was always able to do stuff. I was able to entertain. I was able to work with DJ sets, work the stage, everything. I was always good. It's always good. I kept my weight around that area all the time. But when COVID hit and the lockdowns happened, obviously we lost everything overnight. So besides a lifestyle change for me, like everyone else, I had to do a work change. So with that work change, I found myself going back to where I was at the beginning, caring, which I fell back in love with. So I thank the people who gave me the chance to do that. And in that time, I got a little down with all the loss we'd had over the years of family members, especially my dad and my gran, and then Katie's family as well. She had lost many, and it hit home, and I don't know. It's hard to grieve when you're trying to focus on everything else. What's happening around you. Everyone struggled through COVID, so I'm not the only one. But through COVID, I made a decision to go and see a doctor or speak to a doctor, and I went on to antidepressants, sertraline. At the time, they were awful to get onto, but when I got on them, I felt really good and happy, hence the term happy pills. And whilst on these, I was going out doing stuff all the time, walking, doing physical activities, and just enjoying life. Then, as we planned on coming off of them, unfortunately, disaster struck. I lost my mum, Catherine, and it hit home again, the depression. But thankfully, this time I was already on the pills to help me, and I had all my family and friends around me to support at the time. Well, it was best they could because of the COVID rules. So the doctor decided to keep me on the antidepressants for a further 6 months, just to help me. And then finally I decided to come off. Well, I decided to speak to the doctor and said I want to come off them. We said it'd be good in the summer months because summers always makes people happy. So August, I started coming off of them. And I'll tell you what, I had weeks from hell. They were the worst things I'd ever come off. The come down was horrible off of those. I felt sick. I felt not me. I had nightmares every night of seeing my mum and dad dying. It was horrible. It was hell. I was waking up in the mornings in pain because I'd crumpled up so tight in a fetus position. But literally, I caught COVID actually, whilst coming off the tablets. So I had more worry then, but I focused on the COVID. And then once I got better from the COVID, it was almost like a moment of clarity. My head became mine again. My thoughts become mine. My happiness become mine. I didn't have no fake happiness inside me no more. No serotonin being created by these tablets. My serotonin was being created by me. And I was in a really good place at that time. Me and Neil and Katie had started up Daisy Chain. I was happy, so happy. Yet still grieving, still missing my parents badly, but in a very good position. I started spending more time with my family through COVID because I didn't have no discos. I was spending a lot of time, and it was great. But the sacrifice was my lifestyle changed, as in, I wasn't physical no more. I wasn't out lugging heavy equipment around up and down steps, down long corridors, jumping around like a mad hatter entertaining kids. So throughout the next 9 months, my weight just consumed me. I started getting bigger and bigger. Never really noticed until I jumped on the scales and I realised my trousers weren't fitting me. And because I've been wearing jogging bottoms, I hadn't really noticed much difference as such. But then when I tried to put my jeans on, I suddenly realised, yikes, these do not fit. And then I jumped on the scales, and I realised at that time I was 27 stone. And I never realised it, never really thought. And that was the first time ever I had thought to myself, I am disgusted with my weight. And I become uncomfortable with myself straight away. And then, so I seeked help from the doctors and the medical professionals, being treated for food addiction, which is a weird addiction to have, but it exists. And they said it's going to get worse before it gets better, because I have to stick to a certain diet. So I had to start eating 3 meals a day. And with that, I'm doing exercise as well. So with that, I started building up a bit of muscle, which I didn't have before. And then I found that I was eating more. So now I'm making a decision today after getting the scales and realising I've hit 28 stone, which is the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I've made a decision today that I'm not seeing 29. I'm going down. I'm not going to get any heavier. I'm going down. I've said this before, but this time, this is my thoughts. This is what I want to do. I want to lose weight. I don't want to be dead by the time I'm 40 from being obese and having a heart attack. I want to live. I want to live long. See my family grow. See my kids grow up. See my grandkids. Even be cheeky enough, I was asked to see my great-grandkids. You know, I want to be in my 80s or 90s. I want to be a cantankerous sod when I'm older, just to wind people up. And I want to live. And after seeing some pictures in the Soapbox Derby, it dawned on me, you know, I've got to sort this out. I'm going to. This video isn't for sympathy. This is upon reflection. I'm using this as reflection. So from today, I think it's the 21st, I might be wrong. 20th maybe? 20th, it is the 20th. 20th June, Monday the 20th of June, 2022. I am going to beat this weight and I'm going to lose it. So I'm going to post this up because I want to let people know that there is ways out of this. You can lose weight if you really want to. But you've got to be in the right frame of mind to do it. I didn't know I was putting the weight on like this, as I said. But one little thing, be so careful with antidepressants. They mask everything. Those thoughts ain't your thoughts. They're chemically made. When I come off them, it was hell, as I said. But then the clarity in my head afterwards, I feel so good, so positive. I'm doing this with a smile on my face, that I know that I want this time. I will lose the weight, so I want to live for Katie and the kids. And I want to grow old with Katie, and I want to grow old and watch, like I said, watch my kids grow up. So, as I said, this is a reflection, and I'm going to do regular videos, probably put them on YouTube, just to reflect on the way. I'm just on a cycle. I've just cycled a mile, and he killed me on my exercise bike in the house while watching Harry Enfield and Jums. That's good stuff. And I'm going to go from there. Right, guys, sorry for boring you. It's a long video. Love you all. See you when I'm skinny.